Hello, welcome back. I know Vlogmas usually ends at Christmas, but I wanted to go big, so we're getting videos until the end of December. Just a few more days now. One of my yearly goals for 2021 was to spin a skein of yarn. I had this skein that I started years ago, and it's just been languishing in my closet, but I put a lot of work in to try and get this done before the end of the year, and that's what this video is going to be about. We saw a little bit of spinning on this yarn in an earlier video, but this one focuses on the end of the spinning process. Once you finish your singles, as they're called, you can either leave the yarn as is and use it as a single strand, or you can ply it. And this one I really wanted to ply. It helps even out the twist, and it also helps when your yarn isn't super consistent to just balance it out, round out the shape a little bit, if that makes sense. I actually plied this yarn almost in one sitting. I got up to take little breaks, but I started plying in the afternoon, and I kept going until it was done that night. I don't recommend doing this. I was exhausted, and my shoulders hurt a lot, and my back hurt a lot, but I wanted to get it done for this video. After plying, and really after spinning in general, I like to let the yarn rest on the bobbin for a day. I don't know if I learned this somewhere, if it's an official technique, but for some reason it's what I thought I was supposed to do. At this point, the yarn looks done, but it's not actually done. You have to get it off the bobbin, and then you have to set the twist. So right from the bobbin, I wind the yarn onto this device called a niddy noddy. It basically just holds the yarn in such a way that I can wind it up without making a big mess. This back and forth pattern will result in a big loop of yarn that can be twisted into a skein. It took me a very long time to get all of this yarn off the bobbin. This is a huge amount of yarn, the most I've ever spun at once. I'm not sure how much fiber I had to start, but I want to say it was like a pound or something ridiculous. Once we have the yarn in a big loop, we need to give it a bath. Depending on the fiber you're using, you may need to be very careful with this step. Soak the yarn in warm water with wool wash, or I didn't have wool wash, so I used a small drop of dish soap. This bath will help to set the twist and also clean off any oils or dirt, like from your hands as you're spinning it, oils that were left over from when this fiber was on a sheep. Also, I left it sitting for so long that it's probably just full of dust. When submerging the yarn, be very gentle. Too much agitation along with the heat can make most wools felt. I'm pretty sure this is a superwash treated wool, which means it shouldn't felt, but I'm being careful anyway. After the soak, shake any dirt loose, again being really careful not to agitate it too much, and then gently squeeze out all of the water. Then I did another soak in clean water to rinse the dish soap out and just give it another quick clean, 20 more minutes of soaking, and then squeeze as much of the water out as possible while being fairly gentle. Next, to really dry the yarn out, lay out a towel, like folded in half or in thirds, long ways, and you can lay the yarn out and roll it up in the towel, and then you can just step on it to squeeze all the water out. Now, the next step is weird. We have to beat the yarn up a little bit. I'm not totally sure why this step is necessary, but everyone recommends doing it. With the yarn between your hands, pull them out really fast so the yarn snaps straight. And then whack it against something like a bathtub or a clean wall or a sink a few times, rotating it as you go. I probably didn't do enough thwacking because I was worried I was being too loud. But you should probably go to an expert for advice on how to do this step. And then finally we let it dry. I have a huge amount of yarn that took like an entire day to dry. I use a trick I learned a long time ago to weigh it down a little bit to keep the yarn straight. And this is to hang a cleaner bottle from the yarn. And that's it. There are a surprising number of steps to finishing yarn. It's been years since I did this, so I had to do some research to even remember what those steps were. The thwacking, I remember, but it was still surprising to learn about it again. Off camera, I tried to count the strands so I could estimate how many yards this is. I think I have close to 800 yards of yarn in this skein, which is a lot. I have no idea what I'm going to use this for, but it's ready to go. I can make a decent sized shawl, maybe multiple pairs of socks. Whatever I do, the piece will have some character because this is a pretty lumpy handspun yarn. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. I hope you have a lovely day until then, and I hope you're having a good end to your year. Thanks again. Bye 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 bye.